We're back. We're back.
Yes, we are. We made another week. Good job.
You started saying that every week. Is this some kind of countdown on your calendar?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I thought today that we would talk about loving your stepkids.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Public announcement. You do not have to love your stepkids.
Man, the comment section on this video is going to be tricky.
And if you love your stepkids, you don't have to love them like you do your bio kids.
Right?
It's a different kind of love.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the love you have for your mom might be different than the love you have for your dad. You may have siblings where one love is different than the other. I don't know that any love is exactly the same.
I don't think it is.
Like, I love pizza, but I love chocolate.
Yeah. I mean, I've said this many times on the podcast, but I got 4 kids, 3 of the same age, triplets. So I have a different relationship with all 4 of them. And there's a different, I wouldn't say it's a different, there's no different level of love. It's just it's like a different love relationship I have with them. So do I love them differently? Yes. Do I feel love for them differently? Probably not. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. I'm not saying I love one more than the other.
It's just different.
I'm saying I love them differently.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to say in a very convoluted way.
Yeah, because you just said you don't love them differently.
Okay.
And then you said you do love them differently.
Okay. I probably did. Who knows? It's hard to explain this thing.
It is. But like I said, I love chocolate and I love pizza. Right?
Do you love chocolate pizza?
No, that's kind of gross. Which do I love more? I love them differently. If I had to choose,
Funny.
I don't know which one I would choose. Because I shouldn't have to choose. I should get both, right? But I love chocolate for different reasons than I love pizza.
Okay. That's an analogy.
It's a good one, right?
Yeah, I guess. For you it is.
Well, it works for me. It might work for somebody else.
That's right. If you're a chocolate pizza lover.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all when David and I went to Mr. Butler, when we were having such hard times, when he's told me, Lori, they're not your kids, it hurt my feelings a little bit because I did care about them. Mm-hmm. I didn't want anything bad to happen to them. In fact, I wanted them to be fine, outstanding young men, right? Mm-hmm. So when he said that, I was like, well, I know they're not my kids, duh. But then it did kind of ping my heart because I'm like, but I care about them.
Right.
Well, and this was during the rough times. But there were times that I did not like them.
Shoot, there's times when I didn't like them.
There were times they didn't like me. There still were times
I didn't like you.
Yeah. There's times I didn't like you either. But I never, now honestly, okay, I can say that I said I hated those kids.
Lori.
I'm not going to lie.
Oh my goodness.
You know I'm not going to lie, David. I hate is such a strong word. But they hated me, so I felt it was okay to hate them back. Mm. Now, a stepkid can go, I hate my stepmom.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. A stepmom says she hates her stepkids.
Ooh.
Lord have mercy.
Burn her at the stake.
Burn her at the stake. And again, when I felt that way, it's not like I wished them any harm. I just wanted them to stop the crap.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to love somebody that is, number one, trying to get you kicked out of the house.
All right.
Number 2 is trying to destroy your marriage. Number 3 is making up lies about you.
Well, it's mostly a reciprocal relationship. Like it's hard to love anybody who doesn't love you back.
Right. But it's harder to love somebody that you feel like is trying to destroy your life.
Oh yeah, they're attacking you. It's even harder.
Right.
If not impossible.
And that's what it felt like, an attack.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Branson would call and be like, is she gone yet? Have you kicked her and Jackson out yet? And I think it was more me than Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah.
but they saw us as a package.
Yep.
Right.
That was that specific conversation. I think it only happened once, maybe twice, but
That
it
was
was,
enough.
but it was early. Well, what I'm saying is it wasn't like every week he was calling, wanting to know if they're still here. Hey, is she still there? 16 years later. But yeah, and honestly, that was probably more a response from a conversation we had, just because it was like, things are terrible. I don't know where this is going. Just want y'all to know.
A conversation you had with the kids.
Yeah. Now I'm not 100% saying that because that was a long time ago, but I tried to communicate with them all the time about the struggles and where we were at and all that. And I know that I had conversations with them about things aren't going. I mean, I didn't need to. They saw it. Things aren't going well.
You could feel it.
Yeah. And so, and there was a lot of feelings in there like, oh my gosh, I'm going through another divorce. I'm dragging my kids through this too, which is, they would have been probably happy with it, but still, I still would have been moving them from and displaying to them another failed relationship, and then the likelihood of another relationship coming along probably was high. So they would have to go through that. And I didn't want to go into that cycle of in and out of relationships and then modeling that behavior to them. I didn't want that.
Plus, you love me.
Oh, yeah, that. Dude, that was probably the biggest thing.
You knew how awesome I was.
I don't know if at the time.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. I don't need to have PTSD today. I will say, if you don't like your stepkids, it's okay. If you don't love your stepkids, it's okay. If you don't love them like your bio kids, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's not okay is wanting bad or harm to come to your stepkids.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Now, there was a point I didn't care if they ever came back. But I didn't want them to die for that to happen, right? It was just like, just go stay with your mom forever.
Yeah.
Come visit us once a month. Something like that.
Right.
When I'm not here.
Right. Like, I just wanted you out of my life, at least actively.
Yeah, the crap. I just wanted the crap to stop.
Yeah. And you saw that it was coming from them. Mm-hmm. Or at least some of it was. I know I caused some of it.
Mm-hmm. And family.
Yep. Yeah, it was a lot. Mm-hmm. Just like, where can I release the pressure? What can change that's going to make the biggest impact the fastest?
Well, I remember that time that me and my mom got into it. Y'all, it was bad. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And what had happened was one of David's kids, Branson, surprise, did something to Jackson. So I told Branson to come sit inside till his daddy got home. I knew you'd be home 10, 15 minutes, right?
Yeah. But
About. And so your mom came over and Branson's sitting inside and he's at the kitchen table and she looks and she hugs him. She goes, and she looks at me and she goes, I know, baby. And gives me that, screw you look. It went bad.
Yeah.
There were a lot of words that were said that shouldn't have been.
Your action was off the chain.
Mine?
Yeah. Yeah. Because this is the point where.
Okay. This
is the point where the problem was clearly my mom and Branson at the moment. Mm-hmm. And because of how you handled that, it became a problem that was now including you. Mm-hmm. And so
I agree.
Yeah, it could have been, let's leave the problem where it's at and let's focus on that being the core issue. But that never became the core issue at that point, because after that, it became, now it's an issue with you and my mom, and we got to navigate that. I don't think we ever even got back to why Branson was even sitting at the table. I don't think that was ever addressed.
No, it wasn't.
Right.
Because the target went from what Branson did to your mama doing what she did to me and your mama.
Yep. So you see how responding or reacting, probably is the best word, reacting to something can cause the entire problem to be swept under the rug. Mm-hmm. The original offense never gets addressed.
Yep. And in fact, I think it was forgotten about. because everything else
Yeah,
was
it
so
did.
crazy.
It did, because the priority was not whatever he did anymore.
No, the priority was me and your mama cussing at
I'm
each
calling
other.
him today. We're going to straighten this out.
Yep.
I got something I need to punish him for from 15 years ago.
Yep, we're going to do it. We're going to call him when we get off this podcast. But, and I'm not trying to bash you, but it's something we learned. Part of the reason that happened was because you didn't set boundaries with your mom before we got married.
Yep, 100%.
So she had came in and played mom, basically, to the kids after your ex had moved out.
Right.
She cooked, she cleaned, all that happy stuff. And so when I came in, she kept doing those things.
Yep.
A lot of them. I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact somebody was in my house while we weren't here, cleaning up the kids' room because they didn't want to clean it. So they would talk mama into coming to clean it.
They didn't have to talk her into it.
I know.
She has a cleaning compulsive behavior.
But of course, then I'm thinking, well, you going to clean their room? Why can't you clean Jackson's?
That's not her little baby.
That's right. That's not her grandkid, her biological grandkid.
Yeah. But being a grandparent now, I can feel a little bit about, like, if one of my kids had some other woman in there and I come in and I see little Gideon being punished, I'm like, what are you doing to my grandkid?
Which is funny because even when Layla gets in trouble, I run to save her.
Right.
What's wrong, darling? And, I don't say mean old daddy or mean old mommy. That's what I'm thinking, but I don't say it. But I'm like, what's wrong? And yeah. So here we go. The grandkids.
Yep.
I love them all.
Are we different?
But I love them differently.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
Layla is the only girl.
Well, it's interesting when you really think about it. It's like we're individual people. We want to be treated as individuals. But if you say that you love somebody individually, well, we say differently. But that's what it means. Like, I love you individually.
For you.
Yeah. That's like not right. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if they're an individual and you want to treat them like an individual, you would love them as an individual, not as a group.
Yep. But part of the reason I'm probably close to Layla more is because she was here a lot more when she was a baby. I kept her several times while her mom was off on, what do you call them things? Air Force stuff. And then with Gideon,
Deployment, is that right? Deployment?
Yeah, something like that. When Gideon was born, he was sick. So he was in the hospital a lot. And then when he got out of the hospital and stuff, all he would do was cry.
Yeah.
When anybody tried to hold him, even David. So it's like, I'm not holding that youngin'. I'm not going to torture him and put him through that. And I'm not torturing myself, right? Who wants to go get a kid and try to hold him that is going to scream when you hold him, But the other one, he was born in Germany. So we didn't see him till he was, I don't know, 7 months old, something like that. And then they moved quickly from here.
Yeah.
So we only got to spend a month, maybe.
Yeah, we haven't had much time to develop a relationship
with him, right? And then there's a new one.
Yep.
That's in Florida, and so it's going to be
counting.
Yep.
4 grands.
It's going to be harder for me to connect with him because he's not physically here.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to do the FaceTime. You're not either. FaceTime of talking to a baby. I mean, we'll do it for a minute, but we're not going to stay on the phone an hour trying to talk to a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not, it's not that I'm like, oh, I'm going to love Layla more. It's just I have a different relationship with her.
Yeah. Or even a better relationship. And that's simply due to how much time you spend with somebody. You're always going to have better relationships with people you spend more time with.
And I think because I have a better relationship with the parents.
Yep.
Yeah. Like Ethan, y'all hear me talk about him a lot. I can tell him what I'm thinking. I don't have to nacho him like I do the other ones. Branson, I still nacho a good bit in certain areas because that's what's best for mine and his relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we say all this to say, you don't come out and go, I'm not going to love these stepkids. you can't make yourself love people. And if David would have been on me about, you need to love my kids like you do Jackson, I'd have been like, dude, that's unfair.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about us is neither of us ever had that thought process. So it's interesting to me when I hear, and particularly it seems to come more from men, that they're like, you need to love my kids like your own. Even if you don't have any, you need to love them like, and that never even occurred to me that that was something you should do.
But I wonder, stay with me here for a minute.
All right.
So, like with women, we don't normally ask for help. The ones I know anyway, we'll say that. So, like for Jackson, when he needed something or whatever, I just took care of it. It's not like I asked you to do those things or expected you to. I just took care of my kid.
Right.
And men, I think that gender role is, hey, little Johnny needs a new pair of shoes. How about you pick him up a pair? Something like that. So I'm thinking, I wonder if because the men want the women to quote, quote, raise and parent these kids, if that's why they say that more.
I think what they say and what they mean are different. I think that what they're trying to say is, I want you to treat my kid like he's somebody under your care. Not that you should, now some people may come out and actually say it, but it's not that you should love them exactly like you love your own kids.
Oh, I hear that all the time.
Right. And some people mean that, but I think there are oftentimes what they're really saying is, when I say I want you to love them like your own, it's I want you to treat them like your own. Like, don't go through the McDonald's drive-thru and get your kid ice cream and don't get mine one.
Yeah, that's crappy.
Or, don't go and pick up your kid's favorite cereal all the time and never get mine. It's like, I just want you to treat them fairly. Treat him.
Here goes that word fair.
Yeah, well, yeah. Treat them equally.
That's even worse.
Treat them like somebody. So I think that's kind of where a lot of this comes from. Is like, I don't want you to treat them like a stranger's kid. I want you to treat them like their
family.
Yeah, they're your significant other's kid.
But, and we see this all the time, yes, they want you to treat them like their kid, like your own kids. Until you punish them or parent them.
Yeah.
So everything's going great as long as stepmom's cooking and cleaning and playing taxi and all that stuff. But once stepmom punishes little Johnny and daddy comes home from work and little Johnny's upset, then daddy's like, what are you doing to my kid? And then it's, well, your kid does those things and you don't do anything to them. It's the tit for tat.
Which is often true.
Right. Because of the lens of what we see the stepkids through. I don't care who you are. If you tell me that you see your stepkids through the same lens that you see your biological kids, I'm going to tell you I think you're fibbing.
Yeah.
Because you are more apt to see what they do wrong than your own kid. You are going to have less tolerance and less grace and less patience with the stepkids than you do your kid.
Yep.
But it's okay not to love them. But what you do have to do is treat them with the decency that you would a stranger. At minimum.
At least, yeah, at the very least.
And when I say that, if you saw a little kid about to run in the road,
yeah,
you would stop them.
Hopefully.
Right? If you had your friend's kid and went to McDonald's, you wouldn't say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not getting you anything. Now, here's something else that popped in my head when you said that about the ice cream or whatever. So you go to McDonald's. You've got two kids, bio kids. One of them did bad in school that week and got all frowny faces. One of them did good. You get the one that did good an ice cream. The other one not. Some people would say that's wrong, but they're your bio kids. That's their punishment for not getting good grades. Right? They could have gotten the reward also.
Right.
But if it's a step kid and a bio kid, do not do that.
Yeah, I would stay away from that. That's a minefield you're walking in.
That is a minefield. Because there is a difference.
Yeah, because now you're doling out consequences
to somebody else's kid.
Yep.
And you are being seen as unfair.
In fact, I would go get them ice cream just to say, nanner, nanner. See how good I am?
But again, when it's your bio kids, that's okay. And they can say it's unfair all day long.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's a step kid and they start saying it's unfair, then you as a parent can look at that and say, she doesn't treat them the same. She's a little bit harder on my kids.
Mm-hmm.
She's not as compassionate with my kids. She's not as forgiving.
Yep.
Because that's how it works.
Yep. Then I see it. Then the in-laws see it. And the exes see it. And it's like, woo-wee. Start gathering all the troops together against Lori.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll say I'm the victim.
Yeah. It's hard to navigate. The whole thing is. There's nothing about step families that's easy.
Mm-mm.
So,
but we make it more difficult by trying to compare it to a nuclear family.
Oh, yeah. We absolutely do. And that's common. It's what we did. Mm-hmm. It's like you go into it with what you know or what you've seen. Now, some people have been even raised in step families and they still navigate it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or I hate to say wrong because it is a very fluid, dynamic thing. It's like step families are a very fact-specific determination kind of thing, which is why we really have to dig down into each individual relationship to figure out what might be going on there. But there are some commonalities.
Mm-hmm.
The laws of physics.
Now, you would think, growing up in a nuclear family,
mm-hmm.
that I could tell you that I was treated like the step kid by my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Not my dad, but by my mom. I was the one that got blamed for everything. If I told on my sister for smoking, I got in trouble for being a tattletale.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she was 10 and smoking. But does that mean my mom didn't love me?
I think you were the female version of Branson when you were smaller. That's why y'all have some.
What do you mean?
Because I think you're the strong-willed child that is always
bucking the system.
Yeah, or questioning everything. That's it. That's it. You're questioning everything, and it's like,
do not compare me to Branson.
You're exhausting to deal with, little Lori. That's what it was. Your mom. I need to call your mom.
She's dead.
Hand me the Bible.
The Bible's your phone to heaven. Good luck with that. But at times I could think my mom didn't love me because of how she treated me differently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she didn't love me, but I think that her love for me was different.
Yeah. Well, she definitely loved you. I saw it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That makes my heart happy.
She certainly loved getting rid of you.
Because really, even though they were my parents, there was that difference in how we were raised. We were raised in the same house, but the expectations that were placed on me were higher than the expectations placed on my sisters.
Yep.
Back in the day, I would have complained about it. Today, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
Because Lori can take care of herself. Lori, I'm not going to say doesn't need anybody, but I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good. Yeah. There's things that I got from being treated that way that my siblings did not get. Mm-hmm. And it was obvious and still is in a lot of ways.
Yeah. You have a lot of independence.
Right.
So, good job.
Thank you. So anyway, don't be ugly to your stepkids. Don't intentionally leave them out. Don't bring your kids 5 things from the Dollar General into stepkid 1. That's blatant meanness.
Yeah. Like, don't put the target on your back unnecessarily.
Don't be a douche.
Or not at all, any. But, yeah.
And sometimes, maybe if you question, should I do this, should I not?
Don't.
Then, well, I was going to say, try to look at it as how you would feel if you were the stepkid in that situation. How would you feel if your stepmom took you to McDonald's and told you couldn't get anything because you were a brat, but then gave their kid something?
Yeah.
How would that make you feel?
The other thing I'll say too is don't look for ways to punish the kids. And what I mean by that is we'll continue down the McDonald's analogy. Let's say that you had no intentions of taking your kids by McDonald's to get them ice cream. But because the step kid was mean to you that morning, you're going to I'm going to take my kids by and get them ice cream this afternoon and not get him one to show him that you don't treat me that way and you can't get anything for it.
Yeah.
And so you create this situation where you're basically doling out consequences when you really had no intentions of creating that situation to begin with.
And two, say that you're out with your kid and you decide to stop and get an ice cream. The stepkid's not with you. It's not feasible to buy ice cream and take it home.
Yeah.
Then just eat your ice cream. Don't go in with it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no need to make an announcement. But if the child finds out, then you can just say, well, maybe your dad can take you for ice cream in a little bit.
Yep. Just think it through.
Mm-hmm. And just be decent.
Such a hard thing.
Treat those kids like you would, at minimum, a stranger. With kindness.
But strangers ain't been mean to me.
No, they haven't. But they're kids. And I used to hate that saying. Even before we got married. Well, they're just kids. They're just kids. Or that's just how they are. You know, we hear that a lot with one of your kids.
Mm-hmm.
He's just that way. Yeah. They are kids. And their brains aren't fully formed. And you have the opportunity as a step parent to be a mentor, a cheerleader, and everything for that kid to help them feel better. You don't have to parent them for them to be exposed to the seeds of goodness.
Yeah. Just remember, if the stepkid's giving you a hard time and it's not a great relationship, often it's not necessarily about you. It's because they're dealing with other stuff. Mm-hmm. And you just happen to be the new thing in the mix that they have to point to and say, it has to be you because things weren't like this before you came around. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not.
Right.
They don't have the ability to reason through, well, the reason mom and dad aren't getting along is because one of them can't keep their pants on. Nope.
Okay. So one thing that I thought of, David, when you said that was, remember we took the kids to Mr. Butler to talk to him.
Uh-huh.
And you got to remember, these kids were telling David and the ex and mom and mother-in-law, mama, whatever, Lori's abusing us.
Yep. Verbally abusive.
And so Mr. Butler said, what could Lori do to make things better?
Yeah. Now, this was him, the counselor, in a room with them by themselves. We weren't even in the room.
And what did they say, David?
They said, take us to Disney World. So, yeah, when
and I was like, bam, see?
Yeah. So, yeah. Well,
that put things in a different perspective.
He brought us back in afterwards and he's like, let me tell you what I see. And it was like, there was nothing happening. Like there was no abuse or anything from Lori or anything. It was just, we just want you to do all kind of stuff for us. Just do for us, do for us, do for us.
And don't parent us.
Yeah. Don't parent us. Just do everything, just not take us to McDonald's, take us to Disney World.
That would make everything better.
Yeah. Like, it's almost like they held you for ransom at that point.
Yeah.
Until you take us to Disney World, we're still going to give you grief.
Mm-hmm. But it did put things into perspective.
It did, absolutely did. And I think for everybody else involved, because we had everybody involved. I mean, we had the exes there and the grandparents there. I think they all were like, huh, okay, that's interesting. But it was helpful. It was extremely helpful because, you're caught in this thing of, well, do I believe my kids? Do I believe my wife? Like somebody is not, it's not that they're lying, but somebody's seeing this situation very differently than the other. And, you know, I think that my kids felt like Lori was picking on them and being quote unquote abusive.
Because me telling them to brush their teeth to them was abuse.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
In their head, I had no right to tell them anything.
Nope.
And since I didn't sugarcoat everything like Mama did, you know, like, honey, go brush the teethies. Go brush the teethies. Here, I help you. Since I wasn't like that, it made it seem like I was more aggressive.
Yeah. Well, you're the disruption as the stepmom. You in particular, you were the disruption to their life. Like everything's going along. The first disruption was, you know, me and Mom are no longer together. For some reason, they didn't feel that disruption quite as much. They were just like, okay, they're not living together. All right. And then you come along and it's like, whoa, what is this?
And we see that all the time.
Yeah.
Where when Dad gets into a relationship and gets engaged, remarried, whatever, it seems to trigger something in the kids to where they're like, wait a minute, she's the reason my parents will never get back together.
Yep.
Not because of everything that happened the years before me.
Right.
But I'm the reason. It's almost like it solidifies that your parents will never get back together.
Yep.
Now, Mama can have 20 boyfriends, and they don't think the same. And it's not just our situation. It's everybody. Well, not everybody's, but most situations we deal with, that's the case.
Yeah, we see it a lot. All right. Well, anything else you want to say about this topic?
I love my stepkids most of the time.
And they love you most of the time.
Yep. But I don't love them like my baby.
I can tell when they have a good relationship when I walk into the room and she's talking to one of my kids on the phone or on FaceTime. And then all of a sudden, you know, a few minutes later, they're like, all right, talk to you later. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, nobody talked to me.
Yep.
So they do. They'll do that. They call you for advice sometimes and all kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you too, honey.
I'm proud of you for loving my kids like your own.
I don't. Just like I know you love Jackson.
Yep.
You love him, but not like your kids.
Yeah.
But it's not a ranking, y'all. That's like the whole.
And I don't love my kids like my grandkids.
Ain't that true? Now, you know, we always heard you never know till you have grandkids, or you'll love those grandkids so much more. And you're like, how could I love anything more than my own kid?
Yeah.
Then that grandkid comes, and you're like, oh, darling.
Yeah. I know. My kid comes to the door, you know, with his son, my grandkid, and it's like, all right, son, see you later.
Yeah. I don't even think you hug him. You just take the kid and go.
I hug him when he picks him up.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, see ya. You can go now.
Yep. But don't beat yourself up if you don't love your stepkids. We see that a lot too. It's okay. You don't have to love everybody, but treat them with respect.
Yep.
And I know, I hear it. Well, they don't treat me with respect. Model it for them.
Yep. Somebody's got to be the first one to give.
And I don't say, you're the adult. But model the behavior that you want them to exhibit.
Yep.
And also, if your stepkid hates you and they're hearing crap from bio mom of, oh, Lori's a piece of crap, blah, 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 be yourself and let the stepkids see that you're not this piece of crap.
Yeah.
Don't argue about it.
Yeah, because eventually they're really like, wait a minute, something's not matching up here.
Yeah.
The math ain't mathing.
The math ain't mathing.
And if you are the other parent, like for me, let's just try to distill this down. Like for me, if I were talking bad about Lori, my kids are going to jump on that train. If I'm talking good about Lori, my kids are most likely to jump on that train. They take a lot of direction from the parent, the bio parent, sometimes even when you don't realize that you're directing that. And I also set up as many wins as I could for Lori. Like if I went to the store and bought my kids a candy bar, I'd come back and give them to Lori and say, I want you to give these to my kids. Mm-hmm. Even if it came from me, just the fact that she's handing it to them it creates a win for her and a positive moment. And so as the bio parent, you have to create those positive moments, a lot of them over and over again.
And bashing your partner is not going to help your kids' relationship with them.
No. Yeah. Don't bring your kids into adult conversations. That tends to not work out well.
But you did.
I did. That's what I'm saying. Tends to not work out well because they wouldn't have given you quite as much pushback probably if I weren't so open with them about some of the things.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have told them some stuff, but I told them too much. And it wasn't what I told them. It was more of how I felt. Like they could see how I felt about things. Because, I mean, I couldn't, at that age, talking to them about what was going on I wasn't going to do that.
Well, they knew you weren't happy.
Yeah. But
Nobody was happy.
I mean, when I sit down with somebody and go, I'm not sure if she's going to be here in the next few weeks because things aren't going well, I feel like I'm trying to prepare you for what might happen. Well, ultimately what I'm doing is I'm telling them, don't get attached to this lady. Things aren't going well with us. And if they're not going well with us, they're going well. They shouldn't go well with us either.
Yeah, you don't like my dad or you're not nice to my dad, then I don't want nothing to do with you.
Yep. So
that's like friends that you may have that you don't like somebody and they're friends with them. And you're like, why are you friends with them? You know they're a piece of crap.
All right.
That's it.
That's our show for today, folks. Join us again next time. And if you are listening to the podcast, then head over to YouTube and watch us on video and see all the funny faces that Lori makes when I say stuff.
Yeah.
And on YouTube, you can leave comments and you can subscribe so you get notified and all that good stuff. And we'll see you again next time. But until then, remember, life is good
When you nacho.